Welcome to the deep dive. Ever thought about how a simple glass jar, a container, could hold big secrets? Secrets about our planet, its past, and maybe even, nudge your daily choices? Today we're diving into the surprisingly deep world of terrariums. We've looked at historical stuff, industry reports, some science papers too. Our goal, to show you how these little worlds, the ones people think are just decor, they're actually pretty powerful. For learning, for sustainability, even, believe it or not, for public health. You're about to find out why something so small packs such a punch.
It really is fascinating, isn't it, how something that looks so simple actually contains these complex ecological ideas. And its journey, well, it's been quite something. We'll get into its accidental start, its sort of surprising role in world history, and why it's still relevant today, maybe even as a model for, well, a more balanced way of living.
Okay, let's get into it. So our dive starts with, you said, an accident. A happy one, it sounds like. Back in 1829, right? An English botanist, Nathaniel Bagshaw Ward. He was studying moths in a sealed jar. But something else happened.
Exactly. He was watching these moth pupae, and, well, he spotted something else entirely. A tiny fern spore had somehow got in there, germinated, and was thriving. Inside the sealed jar, he saw the moisture, condensing on the glass, dripping back down like a miniature rain cycle. It showed him right there how a closed little world could sustain itself.
Wow, so he sees this tiny fern doing its thing. Did that just stay as, a cool observation?
Oh, no, not at all. It had a huge impact. That accidental find led straight to what he called the Wardian case, basically a sealed container for plants, and it completely changed how plants were moved around the world.
Change how?
Well, think about plants on long sea voyages back then. Survival rates were terrible. Maybe 1 in 20 made it?
Ouch. Not good odds.
Not at all. But with the Wardian case, that number flipped. Suddenly it was 19 out of 20 survived.
The 19 out of 20, that's incredible. So one observation basically revolutionized global botany, global trade even.
Pretty much. The consequences were, well, profound. Commercially, geopolitically. It made it possible to set up totally new agricultural industries across the globe. For instance, they shipped something like 20,000 tea plants from China to India.
And that started India's tea industry.
That was the beginning, yes. And maybe even more critically, cinchona plants. They were shipped from South America to India. Those plants are the source of quinine.
Quinine,
Yeah.
the anti-malarial drug.
Exactly. Essential for colonial expansion at the time. So you see, it's a bit of a dual legacy. It allowed this amazing exchange of plants, but it definitely also served the strategic aims of empires.
Okay, so that's the history, the big global impact.
Yeah.
But shipping changed, right? So what about the Wardian case? The terrarium now.
Right. As shipping got faster and better, the original need for the Wardian case faded a bit. Its function shifted, less about pure transport, more towards decoration and education. And now, terrariums are having a massive resurgence. You see them everywhere.
Yeah, you do. Driven by what? Interior design? People wanting easy plants?
Both of those, definitely. That desire for, low-maintenance green indoors is huge.
But you mentioned education. How does a little glass box teach us something? Beyond just looking nice.
Well, think of them as living laboratories. Little ecology lessons right there on your shelf. They make big ideas like the Earth's water cycle really visible. You can actually see the water evaporate.
Condense on the glass?
And then rain back down, yeah. And some are famously self-sufficient, like David Latimer's terrarium. It's reportedly thrived for over 60 years with almost no intervention.
60 years.
Amazing. It really is. And they also show nutrient cycling. You have these tiny creatures, springtails, isopods. They're like an invisible workforce, breaking down dead leaves, recycling nutrients. Seeing that happen, it gives you a real, tangible appreciation for how these natural systems work.
That direct connection.
Yeah.
Seeing it work.
Yeah.
That seems key. And you mentioned it goes beyond just ecology. Our sources hinted they might subtly affect our lifestyle choices. How does that work?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. On one level, the terrarium itself being self-sufficient, efficient with resources, it's like a mini model for sustainability on a bigger scale. But there's more. Some research suggests that just being around nature, even just looking at greenery...
Like in a terrarium?
Exactly. It might actually nudge people towards healthier food choices, less processed stuff.
Really? That's unexpected. So having a terrarium might encourage better eating habits.
It's a potential link researchers are exploring. Maybe appreciating these self-sustaining natural systems makes us think more mindfully about, well, what we consume, how much waste we produce. It might even encourage things like upcycling.
Huh. So from a chance discovery in a jar meant for moths to a technology that reshaped global trade and agriculture, And now, a decorative item that teaches ecology and might even subtly influence our health choices. It's quite a journey.
It really is remarkable. It shows how understanding a small, contained system can actually give us insights, maybe even a philosophy, for managing our much larger global ecosystem.
Makes you think, doesn't it? If that tiny world under glass can manage its resources and thrive for decades, what could that inspire us to rethink about how we manage resources and waste on this planet?